Be careful how and when you're using your best brain power. Today on the Landlord Coach Daily Show, let's get it going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Landlord Coach Daily Show. My name is Mark Dolfini, Landlord Coach and host of the Landlord Coach Daily Show. It's good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about how and when you're using your best brain power. But before we go on to that, you're welcome to go check out some free stuff at landlordcoach.com/videos. You can find out how to get a copy of the Landlord Coach. Oh man, sorry. It's been a long day. You're going to understand why this topic is why I'm talking about this today here in just a second. But if you'd like a copy of The Time Wealthy Investor, this book right over here, for free, all I'm asking you to do is cover shipping. You can go to this link and you can find out there. So be careful how and when you're using your best brain power. And I am going to forewarn you here, I am definitely not using my best brain power right now because I am worn TF out. I am exhausted. And part of the reason for that is because I was doing accounting and just reconciliations and stuff that I don't normally do. But I was doing that stuff today just because it needed to be done. We're migrating over to a new software platform in the property management business. So I was helping out with that, and that's it's the end of the first payment cycle, so we're just trying to get all that done. But I am exhausted. So it kind of made me think back to the days of when I was doing all of my own maintenance for my rental properties, and this is back when I had 92 properties by myself, and I'm doing everything. I was doing all the leasing and the showings and the maintenance, opening the mail and doing all the bank runs and all the accounting and bookkeeping, and I was doing everything. Filing evictions, showing up to court, all that stuff. So I was reminded of that today because of all of the multitude of stuff that I was doing. And not that I couldn't do any of those individual tasks. I mean, as entrepreneurs, I think you guys probably understand, especially if you've ever owned your own business or even if you've ever done like a side hustle, right? I know there's people who are out there, that my wife, Jenny Poo, I think she might be watching. We were talking about Premier Designs Jewelry, and it's just such a shame that it was such a great company. They sold costume type jewelry, and they would do jewelry parties and jewelry shows. But it was a really fundamental. It was just a bunch of good people that were doing this. And it was just a shame that events like last year just they couldn't survive the storm because of social distancing. But so that business went under, but it was just really, one of those things where when she was doing those shows, and she was good at it. She really enjoyed it. But you are, in all essence, an entrepreneur. You're doing your own thing. Even though you're being supported, you're still doing your own thing. So there's lots of different things that you have to be careful of. It's not just any one thing. It's multiple things that you have to take care of as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. So I was reminded of that today in spades in terms of things that I had to get done. And I had some things that I was working on this morning, and I'm using my creative brain. And when I'm in my creative brain, I am absolutely running at my best. And my creative brain is really, it's when I'm doing the most enjoyable type work, when I feel fulfilled, when it doesn't even feel like work to me, when I'm in my creative right brain. When I'm in my left analytical brain, I can do that work, and I'm not bad at that work. It just it feels like work. And the people around me definitely recognize that I'm in my left brain, because I'm definitely not as social, definitely more grouchy, but definitely, it's just not work that I enjoy. And as an entrepreneur, and I think I'm speaking for this on behalf of all entrepreneurs, there's definitely things that we love to do, and definitely things that we don't like to do. And in my analytical side, that's generally the stuff that I just don't enjoy as much. So I was spending most of my day that. So if this is something you could relate to, tell me. I would love to hear from you. But that's where I had to recognize back in the day when I was doing all that stuff myself in my rental business, I was doing a lot of the stuff that would require the creativity stuff in the morning. Like I would get up and I would go, and if it was a lot of problem solving, right, I would have to go, especially particularly maintenance. I'd had to, work on all the problem solving stuff during the day. And I was like, you know what? I really didn't enjoy the accounting and bookkeeping stuff, so I'll do that later. Well, guess what? Later never came. And as a result, because you miss 1 day, then 2 days, then 10 days, then a month, then 2 months go by, the books can become a nightmare pretty quickly, right? So take all that analytical stuff. Like, I don't really enjoy getting into my email, because when I'm in my email, I've got to sort that stuff, and I'm in my analytical brain. So when I'm trying to stay in my right brain and be my creative side, when I'm thinking about different advertising, different books that I want to write, different articles I want to write, different things that I want to do, I have to be careful that I can't switch back to a really heavy analytical task and then think I'm going to be able to come back, because I just won't be able. That mental switching is absolutely exhausting, at least for me. I can only speak for me. I would suspect that most people are like that, only because it's really hard to switch back and forth from analytical to creativity and back and forth. At least I can't do it, and I don't know a whole lot of people who can. So when I'm saying you got to be careful how you're using your brain power, most people have a time of day when they're hitting kind of their peak. For me, it's early in the day. I love being up early. It's my best. I'm in my best mood. I love being up early. I love it when it's quiet. For other people, they don't come to life until it's after 10:30 at night, and that's when they're hitting their peak brain power. So oftentimes, I run into people who, in fact, a friend of mine, I'm not going to say it because I don't know how public he wants it to be yet, but he wants to write a book, and if he's going to get serious about this, what I would suggest to him, or to anybody that wants to do a creative type endeavor, is if you're normally a creative type person, find out when your best energy is. If you're not normally a creative type person and you want to do a creative type project, find out when your best energy is, because you're going to need your best energy to utilize for that task. Don't think that you're going to be working all day in a highly analytical type job and then think that you're going to be able to switch over to creativity. If your best energy, when you during the time of day when you want to use your best energy. So I think the time of day matters, and I think the type of activity that you do that preceding that matters. So if you're looking to do like a highly creative type task, whatever that might be, that's something that I had to recognize that, like, for example, when I do my coaching with my inner circle students, I have to do it in the morning. I can do it later on in the afternoon, but I'll tell you, by the time it's like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening rolls around, my brains are toast, and it's just because I've peaked, and now, like, after lunch, I'm really kind of coasting through the rest of the day because my best energy is before noon. So I want to do all my highly creative stuff, all my coaching, all the highly creative stuff in the morning before noon, before lunch. I have lunch with my bride, and then after that, generally, I don't get a lot of real high-end stuff done in the afternoon. Sometimes I do, but I just have to be mindful of, like today, for example, when I was doing a lot of highly analytical stuff, I had to my brain power is just wiped. So I'm going to go home, and I'm just going to chill, because I am completely spent. So that's, and I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but that's, but yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I run into. So anyway, that's really all I have for today. I don't know if anybody has joined me online. Let's see, Keith Anderson. Yeah, I'm going to use some 5-hour energy to write the book. Yeah, right. Yeah, so it was Keith. Yes, I didn't want to put you on blast, Keith, but I didn't know if you were, if you want me to say that too. Yeah, I saw that on Elon Musk in Clubhouse. So Elon Musk, I guess someone asked him, what words of encouragement do you have for entrepreneurs? And he wisely said, if you need words of encouragement, don't be an entrepreneur. So I guess that'll be my quote for the day. All right. Well, that's all I have, everybody. Thanks for joining me today at the Landlord Coach Daily-ish show. Again, if you'd like to check out some free stuff, which is landlordcoach.com/videos, you can check out some stuff there. Otherwise, that's all I have for today. So please remember to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.